The relationship between the United States and Russia has long been fraught with tension and mistrust. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 brought a brief period of hope for cooperation. However, that hope has faded. Today, the two nations are locked in a geopolitical struggle that has far-reaching consequences for the entire world. The conflict in Ukraine, sparked by Russia's invasion in 2022, has only intensified this rivalry. The US and its allies have responded to Russia's aggression with unprecedented sanctions and military aid to Ukraine. However, the recent pause in US aid has raised questions about the West's commitment to Ukraine's defense. This pause also signals a potential shift in US strategy, one that could have significant implications for the future of global security. The situation is further complicated by the complex relationship between Russia and China. While the two countries have declared a no-limits partnership, there are signs of strain beneath the surface. China's economic and military rise has the potential to reshape the global order. The stakes are incredibly high. The outcome of this geopolitical struggle will determine the fate of nations and the future of international relations. Since the beginning of the conflict in Ukraine, the United States has been a crucial supporter of the Ukrainian resistance. Billions of dollars in military aid have flowed from Washington to Kiev, providing Ukraine with the weapons and equipment it needs to defend itself against Russia's invasion. This aid has included advanced weaponry like Javelin anti-tank missiles, HIMARS rocket systems, and Patriot air defense systems. However, the recent decision by the Trump administration to pause all aid to Ukraine has sent shockwaves through the international community. This pause includes not only military aid, but also intelligence sharing, a crucial element of Ukraine's defense. The stated reason for this pause is to pressure Ukraine into peace talks with Russia. The impact of this aid freeze could be significant. While European allies have pledged to increase their support, it is unlikely they can fully replace the scale and sophistication of US military assistance. Experts warn that without a steady flow of Western arms, Ukraine's ability to resist Russian aggression could be severely hampered within a matter of months. This pause also raises questions about the Biden administration's long-term commitment to Ukraine. It has fueled concerns among other US allies, particularly in Eastern Europe, who fear that this could embolden further Russian aggression. Understanding Russia's objectives is crucial to navigating this complex geopolitical landscape. Vladimir Putin's ambitions extend beyond simply seizing territory in Ukraine. He seeks to restore Russia to its former glory, re-establishing it as a dominant power on the world stage. Key to achieving this goal is breaking the Western alliance and undermining US influence. Putin views NATO expansion as a direct threat to Russian security and seeks to roll back the alliance's presence in Eastern Europe. He also aims to dismantle the US-led liberal world order and replace it with a multipolar system where Russia holds significant sway. Normalization of relations with the United States, including the lifting of sanctions and an end to Russia's international isolation, is central to Putin's strategy. A US-Russia rapprochement, however unlikely it may seem at present, would be a major victory for Putin. It would signal a weakening of Western resolve and potentially create fractures within NATO. However, Russia's dependence on China adds another layer of complexity. While a US-Russia reset might serve Putin's interests in the short term, it is unclear whether he is willing to jeopardize his alliance with Beijing to achieve it. Section 4. A dragon and a bear. An unlikely partnership? The evolving relationship between China and Russia is a critical factor in this geopolitical equation. On the surface, the two countries seem to have forged a strong partnership, united by their shared opposition to the US-led world order. Their no-limits partnership, declared just weeks before Russia's invasion of Ukraine, seemed to signal a deepening of ties. However, a closer look reveals a more nuanced reality. The relationship is marked by a degree of mistrust and pragmatism. China has been cautious in its support for Russia's war in Ukraine, stopping short of providing direct military aid. Beijing is wary of becoming entangled in a conflict that could jeopardize its own economic interests. There are also underlying tensions stemming from historical grievances and competition for influence, particularly in Central Asia. Russia is wary of China's growing economic might and its expanding military capabilities. China, for its part, harbors doubts about Russia's long-term reliability as a partner. Despite these frictions, the two countries are likely to maintain their strategic alignment for the foreseeable future. The benefits of cooperation, particularly in challenging the West, remain significant. However, the future of this no-limits partnership remains uncertain. Section 5. A world on edge. The ramifications of this geopolitical struggle extend far beyond the borders of Ukraine. The conflict has shaken the foundations of the international security order, raising fears of a new Cold War. It has also highlighted the fragility of global institutions like the United Nations, which have proven largely ineffective in addressing the crisis. The war in Ukraine has also exposed the limitations of the West's ability to deter aggression through sanctions and military aid alone. Russia's willingness to absorb economic pain and its nuclear saber-rattling have raised the stakes considerably. This has led to a reassessment of defense strategies and a renewed focus on military preparedness among NATO members. This conflict also has significant implications for global energy markets. Russia is a major supplier of oil and gas to Europe, and the war has disrupted these supplies, leading to price spikes and energy insecurity. This has accelerated the transition to renewable energy sources but has also highlighted the West's dependence on adversaries for critical resources. The war has also exacerbated existing global challenges such as food insecurity, inflation, and supply chain disruptions. The conflict's impact on grain exports from Ukraine, a major global food supplier, has been particularly severe, pushing millions more people into hunger.